नमस्कार फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन Today is Sunday and another English day today. My brother is not here today and he's in Kodaikanal in his union. So we will definitely get the hot takes next week. Today is Sunday and I want to talk about personal finance. But before I talk about personal finance, I want to talk about two companies which I have asked to be considered in my sister channel. The two companies are IndusInd Bank and Asian Paints. Asian Paints is a company which I've always said do not consider, and I will explain to you what was there in those two articles and what is my position on both those points. The first company that the business line newspaper of the Hindu group is talking is IndusInd Bank, a stock which I ask everyone to consider at 350 rupees and later at 750 to 800 rupees. It started move from 600 to 800. The people who considered it at 300 and 350 have already made 5 times their money, dividends notwithstanding. And the people who bought it at 600 to 750 have doubled their money, dividends notwithstanding. So it's either a five bagger or a two bagger or in between the two. The recommendation of the Hindu business line is to buy the stock at this price. Now we will consider. What the paper is saying is the bank is done very well, which we knew, and we bought it before it started doing very well, knowing fully well what the new managing director was capable of, and we have not missed the bus. Now, at this price of 1,530 to 1,525, the stock, in my opinion, is expensive. The paper considers it to be fairly priced. What the paper says is that the future is in microfinance institutions, and this bank was one of the first ones, a microfinance institution. It bought Bharat Financial Inclusion, which was a reincarnation of SKS Microfinance. And this has been instrumental in the bank growing very fast. Therefore, since it's in a sweet spot, it does not have to aggressively chase growth. It can choose to grow in areas where it is strong. This is the argument. And the price is reasonable because 1 year forward P by B ratio is 1.8. Since this is a bank, we always look at book value. So he is saying after discounting next year's growth, you are paying 1 rupee 80 paisa per share of per 1 rupee of loan book. So you are paying a premium of 80 paisa, which the bank considers reasonable after discounting next year's growth. My position: there are fundamentally sound banks which are available at 1 to 1.2 times price to book trailing. That is, for every 1 rupee of loan book, you can buy that bank at 80 paisa or 90 paisa, or at most 120 to 130. There is 1 rupee 20 paisa, 1 rupee 30 paisa, and need not worry about future earnings. Future earnings may be good or bad, but if they are good, it's a bonus. What are the banks available at these prices? One is Karnataka Bank, two is Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank, and three Federal Bank. You can also consider IDFC because IDFC is going to become IDFC Bank. So if you buy an IDFC, you get a lot of arbitrage. That is, you buy IDFC Bank at a cheaper price than what it is now trading in the market. And it is trading at a similar price as IndusInd Bank, but because of the merger, you will get IDFC Bank at a lower price. So when you have such stocks at very good prices, there is no need to chase a bigger bank at a higher price to book ratio. This is my humble opinion. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. The next article is come in the mint about Asian Paints. What does it say? Boss, don't worry, be happy. The worst is behind us. Asian Paints cannot be challenged by new upstarts, and therefore be very happy to consider at this current price of 2,829 rupees because this is a bargain. And why am I discussing this? Because he's buttressed that argument by saying the great Warren Buffett has said this. First and foremost, I do not know if Warren Buffett has ever heard of a company called Asian Paints. Even if he has had, Berkshire Hathaway is not a shareholder of Asian Paints, nor has he bought into a major Indian corporate directly. So you pluck out a quotation from Warren Buffett by saying sometimes the market throws the stock of a good performing company like Asian Paints in the open market and it pushes the price down to a point where the stock becomes extremely valuable for a few months as it happened in 1914 and for a few days as had it happened in 2001. But sadly, what that article does, it does not look at the financials. If you look at the financials of Asian Paints, its high is around 3,500. It's not even 20% down. If it has to be 20% down, it has to be at 3,750 or slightly less than that for it to be even touch a bear market. For it to be a mouth-watering valuation like what Mr. Buffett has indicated, it has to fall 50% from here. And it has to fall to 1,700, 1,600. If it is trading at 1,600, it definitely makes huge value to buy, but definitely not at 3,820 rupees because you will lose a lot of money. You will lose money not because the price falls, you will lose an opportunity loss of using that money to buy a better price stock at the correct time. The argument that the worst is behind it is not true. The worst is yet to come. Because Birla has not yet launched his paint, he is going to launch his paint money this year. And he is going to have 4 units. And it's increased the total paint supply by 40%. And there is going to be huge margin pressure. I am not saying Asian Paints is going to lose market share. What I'm saying is Asian Paints, if you have seen the records, has been making margins at a very good percentage of profits. That percentage of profits will hurt once Birla comes into the market because the channel for distribution is same. If you have paint markets, he has cement and aluminium. So he is going to sell paint to place it in the small shop and therefore it will definitely hurt on margins as the paper correctly predicts. If margins fall, then overall the stock is going to crack further. So there is no joy in considering Asian Paints. I have already explained to you why you should not consider IndusInd Bank at this price. Next, I want to talk about a very important subject. It's a subject of term insurance. I have given lectures several times on why you should buy term insurance. The sooner you buy, the better, like I said. The normal feeling is if I survive beyond the term, the money becomes infructuous or useless. That is not true. Even if you, after you are passing away, the money comes, then it is still useful. It replenishes the family coffers for the money that has been spent to you for treatment. As you are aware, the average life expectancy of an Indian is 69 to 70. But if a person lives up to 60, that means he has survived the youth. That means he has not died of childbirth. If he is at 60, you can expect life expectancy to be between 78 and 82. So you can assume that the median is right and say you will live to be between 79 to 80. For the next 20 years, you have to spend money. If you are going to live up to 80, and spend 50,000 rupees a month, which is very reasonable after retirement, you need a corpus of 15 crores. If you are going to lead only up to the time age of 70, you need a corpus of 10 crores. All I am asking you to do is insure for 1 to 2 crores. With that kind of insurance, if you do not have sufficient medical care, because our medical care does not cover post-operative care and medication of chronically sick patients. And therefore, you have to have a separate emergency fund for health or have a bigger policy as outside the corporate system. In case your health policy is also there, since medication and non-hospital care is not covered, your children will end up spending a lot of money on your medication. After your passing, more than the money will go to the children. In case you say your children will not take care of you, then in America and the West, a product has come where people take your insurance policy and estimate how long you will live and give you a quote to take that money up front. You should be very happy to use this policy because by the time those who are in their 30s get to 80s, this product will come to India also and will be of great use. You can talk to my team. My team will help you with the right insurance at the most effective cost so that you do not hurt. Thank you for being in this podcast. आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ। अगर इस वीडियो को आप पसंद किए तो वीडियो को लाइक बटन दबाएं, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। हो सके तो इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास भेजें और उनको देखने की आग्रह करें। नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद।